Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Zyron. Today's video, we're going to go over 5 reasons I believe you should use a paid mob menu in 2020. These are purely based on my opinion and what I've experienced from my time in which I've used paid mob menus. In case you're wondering, I've also had my fair share of free menus as well, so I have experience in both sections. Before we get into that though, please hit that like button, sub button, notification bell, stay updated all the future videos. And yeah, let's hop right into it. So the number one reason I'd say to use paid menus in 2020 is because the features are a lot safer than if you use a free menu, because free menus do not have any restrictions on their menus, as well as they don't have great security, so it's a lot easier for you to get detected while using one of those. For example, if you're trolling online outside of reports, which in a lot of paid menus you can actually get rid of, if you were trolling, it's harder for Rockstar to tell if you're actually using a mob menu or not versus you having a free mob menu, because they're a whole lot easier to detect when you're running them while playing GTA. They are able to have access to the free menus, of course, because they're free, so they're able to decode them and figure out why they work the way they do. With paid menus, it's a little bit harder because there's more security on those, and they're not going to go other way if they actually need to break down the files and go buy the menu. So overall, paid menu is a lot safer when it comes to really any feature in the menu. Safety is going to be one of the key things I talk about in this video, so I want to let you guys know that right now. The next one actually relates to what I said in number one, and it's paid menus are a lot harder to detect. It's just that simple. I mean, paid menus, they're coded better and they're more secure, so Rockstar isn't able to have access to them easily and figure out how to detect those menus, which will ultimately result in you getting banned if you get caught using one. From my experience with paid menus, you don't put files into your game because that's really easy for Rockstar to detect you, because they literally will tell you sometimes with a pop-up saying files are in there that should not be in your game directory. Even with injectors like the Xenos injector, stuff like that, you kind of want to avoid because that's even easy for them to detect as well. Best type of menu you should use, whether it's paid or even free, if you can find a free menu such as Kidian's, I'm not saying they're safe, but it's safer when you use one like that where you just open a application and it automatically puts one in your game versus you just having to inject it through a certain method. But overall, injectors, when it comes to paid menus, they're a lot safer. They're not quite the same as any free injector you'd find on the internet for a free mob menu. A lot of times they're a lot easier to use too, because they're specifically made for a certain menu, so you're not going to have to change setting for different menus. You'll just use that specific injector provided with the menu when you buy a paid one. So that's one of the biggest things you want to think about if you're considering a paid mob menu, is the fact how hard it will be for Rockstar to detect that I'm using a mob menu, and I'm going to say it's very hard for them to do that while you use a paid mob menu, and that'll help you with a lot more than them just seeing you have a menu in your game. The next one is everyone's favorite. It's recoveries. Recoveries on paid mob menus, they're either really limited or you have a lot of options, but the majority of the time you're going to be safe with either one. I've used Zeus and Impulse, and Zeus is a menu where they don't allow you to do pretty much any recoveries. It's very small if you can, but Impulse, that you can add just a crap ton of money. And menus like that, I don't know the specifics, but they do keep you safe while you're adding money. It's not a guarantee, but the ban rate is very low even when you add money, even though recoveries and level, just all that is kind of the riskiest thing you could do. So level, money, stats, all that stuff, you're usually a lot safer when you use a paid menu, and most times, unless you go completely overboard and add billions and billions and level 8,000 and max stats and all this crazy stuff, you should be completely fine. Once again, I want to say I'm going from my experience. A lot of people have also told me these same results too. I can confidently say the majority of people who use paid mob menus and do recoveries and stuff like that, they end up being fine. Like I said though, so long as you don't go absolutely crazy, because you may think you need billions, but you really don't need billions unless you're going to just buy everything in the game and customize it to the absolute max. Even then, I don't know how much you're going to need, but you don't need a lot. You'll be surprised at how much you have left over. And this comes from someone, when I first started using menu, I added 3 billion to my account. I didn't even touch like 75% of that, probably even more. If you are someone who wants to do recoveries, I 100% suggest using a paid mod menu. I won't say use a free mod menu at all for recoveries. I don't trust them at all. I almost guarantee you'll get banned at some point from them. So if you're going to do recoveries, either have someone mod your account, who is trusted by the way, or just get yourself a paid mod menu and do it yourself. Next reason is they overall have more features in them. A lot of paid mod menus give you the ability to edit your stats, very detailed, as well as they give you options to spoof your IP, spoof your name, stuff like that. A lot of these protections that free mob menus don't give you, so that adds on to the safety. On top of that, you can customize them. I know some free mob menus allow you to customize like themes and everything, but paid mob menus usually allow you to as well. And overall, in a lot of the sections they have in mob menus, they have a lot more detailed things you can do in those sections in a paid menu, because overall you are paying for access to that menu versus a free menu. They're just getting money off some downloads from an ad page they're putting the link on. They have more of an incentive to actually make a paid menu, have more features, and just overall a better product than a free mob menu. They don't blow free menus out of the water in terms of features, but they definitely have a lot more, and the ones they do have more are usually the most important ones. The next one kind of wraps all this up is it almost assures you no ban. Like I said though, if you go crazy, you may get a ban, but if you don't go crazy and you're just really kind of like low key about it and you don't just add more than you need and you kind of just add maybe a couple 100 mil or just some random level, nothing crazy, and don't give yourself like a 5 million KD, just some crazy stuff like that, you should be fine. You should get no ban. Obviously, when you use a paid mob menu, you want to look into what that menu that you're looking at is best known for. Some menus are best for recoveries, others are best for trolling, some are best for all things you can possibly do overall. You just gotta kind of look at that. If you pick the one that's best for what you want to do, you're almost assured no ban. Keep in mind though, while you're doing that, you want to make sure you have your protections on so you can't get reported, as well as don't go out of your way to get reported. If you think you're gonna get reported, I suggest leaving lobbies just to have that extra safety. In my eyes, it's better to buy a paid menu once and then just not worry about a ban at all versus having to get a free menu and keep getting banned and keep having to rebuy the game. So not getting banned is really one of the most important features a paid mob menu can offer you. Now, some people have said free menus haven't got them banned, but it's very unlikely that you won't get banned with a free mob menu. Once again, I'm talking from my experience as well as other people who have told me that as well, but I'm pretty confident when I say free mob menus will likely get you banned, especially because the people who want to use them most times want to use them for money and level and stats, and that is the biggest thing that can hurt yourself when you try and mod. Overall, paid mob menus provide a lot more protection for you. So even though the game is going on to be 7 years old, I still suggest using one in 2020 because it's going to keep you protected. They still do ban people actively. So if you don't want to throw money into buying the game over and over and you just kind of want to have like a one-time payment so you can have a menu and stay relatively safe. I shouldn't even say relatively safe because you'll be pretty much 100% safe. Like I said though, as long as you don't go absolutely crazy. The ban rates are very low with paid mob menus, so I really suggest using one if you want to get into modding right now because it's not like a GTA 4 point where they just don't care about the game. So until it's like that, I'm going to suggest you use a paid mob menu just to keep yourself safe and keep your bank account safe. So yeah, that's all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please hit that like button, sub button, notification bell, stay updated with all the future videos. Yeah, I'll see you on my next one.
Controversy, I should worry, but I don't. That's not my girl, I'm not her man, that's just my joint. I hope you keep it score, cause I've been running point.